the efficient piece and part of being every successful or overwhelmed mompreneur's vision and dream as it pertains to being in business. That's what we're going to talk about today. The efficient mompreneur, unlocking the secrets of streamlined success. This is Danette Moss, business systems and implementation strategist, aka the strategy lady, joining you from over at a local Starbucks. Y'all, I had the hardest time trying to find me some white shoes uh, for communion tomorrow. So I've been out all day trying to find me something that fit. And so I got pushed for time to getting back into my office. But as a woman of my word, I said that I will be coming through with today's topic. I want to welcome you again to another segment of Empowering Women Together. And as you know, I generally work with those awesome yet busy and overwhelmed mompreneurs. And this topic of being efficient as a mompreneur and unlocking the secret of streamlined success is one that I really truly believe is something that we all need. And I'm going to go ahead and jump right into it. I'm hoping that the wind is not too noisy for you all. And if it is, let me know. Feel free to go ahead and leave me a message in the comments section. I am live on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, all of those other platforms. And you can feel free to leave comments. So if you have any questions about what I'm going to be sharing today, I will be peeking over there in it. But as we talk about being efficient by way of using streamlined processes, mainly doing this helps you your business on rinse and repeat. So you're kind of turning those repeat tasks into a streamlined business process. And if you follow me, and if you've been following me for years, you know I'm all about talking about streamlining, simplifying, systematizing your business. So step one is identify your recurring task. That's the first tip or the first step for what it is that you really need to do when it comes to turning your repeat task into a streamlined business process. So, as that busy mompreneur, of course, we always have a lot on our plate, right? So, you can start by performing a time audit, and that's over about a week or two, right? Looking at those things. I keep telling you, don't think it's going to be overnight. Identify those recurring tasks, and then you can use a calendar or a time tracking type app to log your daily activities, right? And once you begin to log those daily activities, you can soon spot patterns. So, like patterns on your daily social media updates, weekly client check ins. Provide brief examples of how to do these things when you begin to list that. That's one tip or one way of you beginning to look at a way to turn those repeated tasks into those streamlined business processes. Step number two would be breaking down your task into steps. Now, I don't know why many people forget that breaking things down is something that's not important. It is extremely important. See, what happens is we as busy mompreneurs or overwhelmed mompreneurs, we tend to overcomplicate things. I know it all too well because I was guilty of it. And when you begin to divide each task into those smaller yet manageable steps, it just helps streamline things so much more easily. So, for example, break down your social media management, right, into content creation, schedule, and engagement. You know, you look at all these different things for scheduling and engagement. What is it that you're talking about content wise? So, if I'm going live and I'm talking about templates that mom use, if I'm speaking about the six figure mompreneur cohort that's going to be taking place, I break the content down in a way that's small and manageable steps. And then it allows me to create a flow chart or a visual guide that makes those processes a lot more simple to understand, not overcomplicated, because that's the thing. And even for your team members, you can provide a brief example, even on how you want those things to do, doing a loom or whatever. I tell you, this wind is blowing, but it's been 80 degrees here in Atlanta. And let's see, step number 3 when it comes to streamlining the business processes and, of course, putting your or turning your repeat task into a streamlined business process is collaborate with your team and following the collaborative spirit of successful women like Oprah Winfrey. She involved her employees, her VAs. I do that with mine in whatever process design that I've set up and established, right? That they may have some valuable insights or suggestions. Remember, in most cases, they are your gatekeepers. The suggestions can help your processes be more efficient because you're dealing with it more than you are. Can help you also be a lot more productive and be more productive for everyone, right? So briefly share some examples with them as to how it is you want to do when it comes to the collaborative piece of the puzzle. And step number 4, it's time to refine and improve. Believe it or not, that's a big plus, or it lends to helping you in in its most productive way when it comes to turning repeated tasks into a streamlined process. It's nothing like stopping and starting instead of putting your business on rinse and repeat. When you refine and improve, or you look to refine and improve certain set tasks, it helps you look at making whatever the necessary adjustments that you may want to or need to make. Now, when we channel into someone that a lot of us know about, which is Beyonce, who strives for continuous improvement in her industry of entertainment, she tests processes out. You got to do the same. You would be wondering, probably trying to figure out what type of processes she tests out, but trust and believe. She tests her processes out. She gathers her feedback, the same that you need to do as a business owner, and you need to make the necessary adjustments. Like, one, identifying your bottlenecks. What are the bottlenecks that you have in your business? Trust me, you'll find some. I found some in mine. One of the bottlenecks that I struggled with and that I had was trying to kind of go throw that mud up against the wall with not scheduling my social media. That was a big bottleneck for me. I find that scheduling it made life so much more easier for me. It helped me streamline so much and not have to be so focused on, you know, the last minute stuff. Scheduling it made it a lot more easier for me, and it made it easier for me to show up. So that was a bottleneck. So think about your bottlenecks. Like when we look at um, how long possibly are your processes in your workflows. That can be a bottleneck. Refine and improve, right? Unclear instructions that you may have not only for your team but for your clients. If you coach like I coach, if you're consulting and you're giving people certain instructions, that can be quite frustrating if the instructions are unclear. Refine and improving, right? Refining and improving can help you really, really operate at your most optimal performance, right? Make sure yet again in each of these steps that I'm sharing that you be clear on defining and giving examples to your team players, your teammates, your VAs, and make sure that you even go back and look at the step-by-step approach that you've outlined so that you can show up, and you can show up in a way that you are not frustrated or irritated or antsy, right? It's like me right now sitting down here, even though I'm outside, had to pull over. get to a Starbucks because I couldn't get through Atlanta's traffic very well, I got my iPad with me. I knew what I was going to talk about. I mean, it's just part of it sometimes. Sometimes you can't show up where you want to show up, but the whole goal is to show up. So my refine and improving thing is to always be prepared, to always have a way to be able to show up. iPad, pull it out, put my earbuds in, and let's get busy and let's share this topic at hand. And as I think about busy mompreneurs and I think about overwhelmed mompreneurs, I think about the importance of mastering my efficiency. And the best way to master being efficient and showing up is to turn your repeated tasks into streamlined processes. I promise you, it helps life move so much more easy. It really does. I hope that these tips that I share with you all are tips that you will begin to implement in your business. Tips that will allow you to set the goals that you really need to set in order to be effective in your business. In fact, that is the fifth step: set clear goals. Now, this one woman of history, I'm sure we all know about. I believe I mentioned her a couple weeks ago or a couple days ago, last week sometimes. Michelle Obama, she inspired me when she talks about setting clear goals, because those clear goals help you to do what? It helps you to stay focused, and it helps you to focus on your process in a much efficient way, so that you can make sure that you set a goal and that you can achieve those particular tasks that you have at hand that you plan on achieving. Having clear goals helps you reach the task, and it helps you streamline your processes much more faster, because that's what it's all about. Who likes to sit down at their desk and stay stuck because you don't have a streamlined process or streamlined method in place? And you're just kind of shooting, going in several different directions. This is one reason as to why I don't sit down and go straight to my email in the daytime. I stay focused at those key things that I know I plan to achieve, because I plan in the evening if I don't meet my targeted goal finish line, because sometimes we will have a prioritized to-do list, but sometimes as busy moms, we don't meet it. And it's okay. Look at what you didn't complete, put it on the next day's prioritized to-do list, and go ahead and hash them out. So that way, when you get up the next day, you can go ahead, you know what's in front of you, and you can meet that targeted type goal for the day. The reality is that sometimes, as busy moms and for some overwhelmed moms, there's going to be some things that you will have to pivot, or you may have to, that A/B plan. Kids get sick. You get sick. There's just things that you have to put in place and position yourself. And having a systematic approach that will allow you to turn your repeated task into a streamlined business process is going to be uber important for you to maintain and have the success that I know you want to have in your business. You didn't go into business for it to look like a hobby. You went in business to have the success that I know you desire to have. So, putting repeated tasks and into place so that you can streamline your business processes is going to be golden for you, mompreneur. It's going to be golden. It's going to help ease so much of the possible frustration that you may or may not have. Hopefully, you don't have it. But it's going to ease the situations when you run into certain, walls, when you run into not being able to get back to your office. I know that I'm already ready because I have streamlined processes in place. I can sit down and I can flow. One, I've got technology that'll help me do it, right? And you can do the same thing too. I hope that these 5 tips have been helpful for you. If you have any additional questions on these 5 tips, feel free to drop me a note in DM or even in the comments section. I'm here to assist you and to help you definitely get clear on your business, your vision, your goals, your dreams. Set those tasks up in a way that would streamline your business processes so that you can put your business on rinse and repeat. This is Jeanette Moss, business systems and implementation strategist, aka the strategy lady, over at Let's Talk Strategies, home of the SaaS Factor, where I work with those busy yet overwhelmed mompreneurs. I help them get their SaaS on in business. SaaS stands for simplify, first and foremost, as that busy mom. Automate, systematize, just like we were just speaking on, and streamline your business for the success that I know you plan on having. Taking away that guilty feeling that a lot of our moms feel when they're all over the place and not able to spend that quality time with your loved ones. I hope again that this has been helpful for you and that you've learned ways to optimize your business for the success that I know you're going to have. All right. Thanks again for joining me for another segment of Empowering Women Together. Hope to see you on tomorrow. Take care.